Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Vish and today we're going to be doing a dedicated vlog. I don't know what my hair is trying to do. I think it's going for like a disheveled homeless kind of look, so let's not pay attention to this. I'm basically going to be reading two self-published horror novels that are by the same author, who's called Chad Nicholas. So last year, his first novel, I think it was his debut novel called Nightmare, was released, and a couple of my friends got ARCs for it and stuff, and they really liked it, so I bought it for myself on Kindle. And since then, we've been talking back and forth, me and the author, and recently he asked me if I wanted the ARC for his latest release called Shade, and I said hell yeah. Actually no, I was a bit hesitant because I am not the biggest fan of detective novels or detective perspectives, and this particular book has a detective perspective. However, I said, you know what, let me just give it a shot. So he sent me the e-arc of this book, which I'm very excited for. So basically this vlog is me reading these two novels, and me being me, I'm going to be reading it chronologically, meaning I'm gonna read his first book, Nightmare, and then after that I'm gonna read Shade. All I really know about Nightmare is that it has to do with a scary scarecrow and a lot of scary crows, and I'm in. So I'm very excited to get into this. And with Shade is a psychological thriller that has multiple perspectives, I believe, and it deals with PTSD because one of the perspective is an ex-soldier, then we have the detective or detectives, I'm not too sure, and then we have a potential victim, and it's basically to do with this serial killer who's killing people, and this killer needs to be caught. I'm very excited for all the perspectives we're gonna have because I love multiple perspectives, and I like perspectives that are really different from each other, but then in the end they kind of collectively come together and it makes sense, and I really love that as well. So yes, those are the two books that I'm gonna be reading on my Kindle. If these books already sound amazing to you, I will leave Chad Nicholas's Instagram, Twitter, and I'm not sure if he has a website, but I'll leave all of that down below for you to check out. I love self-published books, self-published authors, and I thought doing a dedicated vlog for self-published books will help self-published authors get recognized, and you guys can read more self-published books as well. I'm going to start Nightmare, and I will come back to you when I have thoughts. I am now 23% into Nightmare, and this book is wild, people, and also weird in a kind of way that I'm like, what is going on? Everything is happening in such isolated incidents that when you put them all together it doesn't really make sense. So I'm just like, whoa, what is this? This is so weird. What's going on? And I'm sure it'll be answered soon. I'm just like, what is going on? But because I don't know what's really going on, I can't really give you a comprehensive synopsis, but I'm just gonna tell you like generally what's been happening. So we're following Scott, who has a family, as a wife and 4 kids, and they have this mysterious event that has happened to them that we don't know what happened, but they are very traumatized from it. And then there's another event that happened to Scott that I did not see coming. I'm not going to tell you just because it's spoilers, and I'm trying to keep this spoiler free. So this event that happened to Scott is completely wild. I did not see it coming, like I said, and it's really dark. I did not expect this to be dark. I mean, granted, it is an adult horror novel. I still did not expect it to be this dark. But either way, I'm enjoying this because of that mystery element that has to do with that event the family has gone through. I'm very intrigued. And the writing is really easy to read, so I'm flying through this. And this is not like a long horror novel either. I think it's about 250-ish pages, so it's not that long, hence why, again, I'm flying through it. Another cute little tidbit that I discovered is that Chad's books are actually dedicated to his dogs, and that's so cute. I know that I said before there are like scary scarecrows and crows. That element has actually been present throughout so far, and I gotta say, I'm not a fan of crows because they're shifty motherfuckers and I don't trust them, and this book is proving that. So yeah, let's get back into it, and I will update you when I have more thoughts. Hello. I am now 50% into Nightmare, and I gotta say, I am really enjoying this. Okay, so where I'm at the story is really taking off and things are starting to progress. I think, finally understanding what the story is about. I won't say because I think it is a spoiler. However, I predicted it a little bit, which is fine. Like, it's obvious. I can see where it's going because it's like alluding to the fact, which is fine. And I find this particular topic very fascinating, and it's reminding me about a lot of movies that I've seen, and I really like those movies because of that element, we shall say. And this element that I find really fascinating and really unnerving and very scary. If you've read this book, I think you might know what I'm talking about. The story is kind of told in two timelines. We see Scott's past, and I think I mentioned before an event that happened in Scott's past, so we dive into that, and we also are in the present day with him and his family, and things are starting to happen to him, and the things that are happening to him don't make sense just yet. I mean, I'm only halfway, and Scott is also very, very confused as to how things are happening, but I'm really enjoying the story. The pacing has been steady so far, and the intrigue has just been building and building, and Chad has done that very, very well. I will say maybe like the weakest point in this book would be the characters. This is all just my opinion, alright? This is just how I feel. For me, I feel the character relationships, like Scott and his family, are very surface level, at least for me. So I don't really connect to them very much. However, I'm very invested in the story itself, which is fine by me. I'm enjoying myself. It's a really good time. It's nighttime. I shouldn't be reading this at nighttime because I'm very prone in getting nightmares. You can ask the people that know me. I have very, very weird dreams. So my nightmares are extra scary and extra weird, so reading a horror novel before bed is not exactly a good idea, but do I make good choices? No. Another thing I will mention, just as like a trigger, I guess, is that there is a dog death in here. I know a lot of people are not fond of that, so I'm just putting it out there. And the dog is a German Shepherd, and I lost my German Shepherd almost 3 years now, and it just brought up a lot of memories, and I was very sad tonight because I was just thinking about him and how much I miss him and how much of a doofus he was, but he was truly my best friend, and I just miss him so much. And Mr. Chad just made me feel all the feels tonight. So yeah, that is the update so far. Hello. I'm going out, so I'm gonna make this real quick. So it's been a couple of days. I do apologize. It's because I have been sick the past week, so I've just been recuperating. However, I finished Nightmare and I really, really enjoyed it. So I can't quite remember what I've said so far about this book. I think I said I really enjoyed a specific element of the book because it was very unsettling for me, and it scared me because it was unsettling, and because of that element I really, really enjoyed this book. Just one small thing though, there was a direction that the plot took that I personally did not like. So it went in that direction, and then it took a 180 in a different direction, and that 180 direction, I don't know how to feel about it really, but I'm okay with it. I'm really sorry I'm being vague just because I'm trying to keep it very spoiler free, but just know I really enjoyed this book. I gave it a 4 stars. The writing was really fast and easy to read. Chad Nicholas really added that mystery to the story that kept me intrigued the entire time, and that element that I keep mentioning, which I can't really say what it is, really kept me on edge and tense the entire time, and also, you know, made me kind of scared. So I really recommend this horror book for a fast read and like to keep you on your toes. You will definitely be intrigued the entire time, so I definitely do recommend it. Now, I've also started his next book, which is Shade, which doesn't come out until the 5th October. I'm very, very excited for this, and I think I mentioned the premise at the beginning of the video, and I think I'm only like 4% in, so I can't really give you a synopsis right now. There is a similarity between Nightmare and Shade already, not in the sense of like plot or anything. It's just that there is a mystery element that we don't know that Chad Nicholas is like alluding to us, which really goes to show that this man can definitely keep you intrigued, and he can write mystery very, very well, and also has the ability to creep you out a lot. And the descriptions and the things that are happening in like the forest is very, very creepy and unnerving. So I'm excited to keep going with this, and I will update you when I have more thoughts. Hello. I am now 50% through Shade. If you hear coughing in the background, I do apologize because Sam is not feeling very well. I am liking it, but I do have a few gripes with it, but it's just like a me problem. So let's talk about what I actually liked. And there are similarities with Nightmare that I really like. So the first similarity is the flashbacks. So in Nightmare, I did say that there were flashbacks for the antagonist, and we see the antagonist's motives. And it's the same for Shade. We have an antagonist that was revealed in sort of the beginning of the book, and there are flashbacks throughout Shade that I really like. I think that's a strong point with both of these books, is the flashbacks and the backstory of these characters. Chad did a really good job with them, and I love flashbacks and looking at character motives. A big theme for Shade is PTSD, and I think that it is done quite well. I can't speak for how good the representation is because I personally don't have PTSD. I don't know if I've mentioned what this whole story is about. I think I did at the beginning of the vlog. We're following sort of 3 different perspectives. We have a potential victim that a serial killer is trying to find, and then we have Detective Jack, his perspective, and then we have our serial killer, the antagonist, perspective. And then also we have the flashbacks. And the story is basically about Jack, who's trying to find this serial killer who keeps killing younger women. And he finds Sarah, who is probably going to be a potential victim for this serial killer because he has a pattern. And Jack tries to protect Sarah from that serial killer, and things go down from there. So the thing that I don't like in this, not don't like, I just prefer it not to be there, is the action scenes, which I did not think it would be in a horror book. It's just a me thing where I don't particularly like to read about action scenes in horror books, but I'm seriously enjoying just the whole intrigue, and because it's so fast-paced with the different perspectives and trying to figure out what is going on, because there is this mystery event that they're alluding to, like the breaking point of the antagonist, and we don't know what that breaking point was. So I am very excited to find out what that event was. And I guess that's another similarity with Nightmare, where we have this mystery event that Chad is alluding to, and it's the same here in Shade. I feel like there is an improvement in Shade compared to Nightmare with the character motives and character deep dives that we're doing in Shade. I feel like Shade is doing that job better than Nightmare. However, they're both like 2 separate issues. Like the first one has to do with something that I can't say because of spoilers, and this one has to do with PTSD. Like I said, I'm really enjoying myself, so I will update you when I have more thoughts, really. Bye! Hello. I just filmed a video, that's why there's a whole setup. So I finished Shade a couple of days ago. I just haven't had the chance to update you guys. So first things first, I just want to clarify that Shade is not a horror novel. It is a crime thriller novel. I am an idiot, so I do apologize for that misinformation, but when I figured out that it was a crime thriller, I changed my entire mindset, and oh my god, guys, Shade was amazing. Disregard everything I said about the action scenes because obviously it's a crime thriller. Action scenes are supposed to be in there, and they were done so well. It reminded me a lot of like Born Identity, like fighting scenes. I don't know why, but it just reminded me of that. There's just tons of action, murder, mysteries, so many good twists. Oh my god, the twists. They were done so well. I kind of predicted the twist, but I thought it was kind of far-fetched, so I didn't think it would happen, but good god, it happened. So I was fine with that. I didn't like knock any stars for predictability because it was so far-fetched that I didn't think it was gonna happen, but it did, and it was executed very well. And during that whole end scene, Chad did this thing where he melded the past and present into a whole scene, so you can see them fighting, and then it shifts very fluidly to like the past to a different fighting scene. It was so unique. I haven't really read that before. Obviously, I haven't read so many crime thrillers, but that was done so well. I love that change. I thoroughly enjoyed Shade. I am giving this a 4.5 stars. The highlight of this book was really the characters and their motivations and the twists as well. So I definitely recommend you check out Shade if you've heard anything interesting that I've said so far and you love crime thrillers. definitely check out Shade. So just to wrap up, I read Nightmare, I gave that 4 stars, and then I read Shade, I gave it 4.5 stars. And I think the writing and the characterization was definitely improved as we went from Nightmare to Shade, because Nightmare, I believe it's Chad's debut book, which is crazy because he already did such a good job with that. And oh, Shade is going to continue as a series. I'm pretty sure we're going to follow 2 characters from Shade to the next book, because it said at the end of Shade was like, you'll see blah blah in the next book. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm not a big fan of crime thrillers, but this is probably the only one I will read. So yeah, that was my thoughts. So Chad has informed me that the ebook and hardback / paperback is actually on sale at the moment. I apologize if it isn't by the time this video comes out. I don't know when it's coming out, but either way, I'm going to link those books down below. I'm going to link Nightmare. I'm going to link the pre-order for Shade as well. Shade comes out on the 5th of October. Pre-order that sucker because it is a wild ride. Again, no one asked me to do this video. I wanted to do it my own and promote Chad's books because I love self-published books and I want to read more of them, and since I have a channel, I'm going to showcase them. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've read Nightmare, let me know your thoughts down below. And if you have any recommendations for other self-published horror books, let me know down below as well. I also recommend Patience of a Dead Man by Michael Clark. I've read that last year and I really enjoyed it, so check that out as well. And that's it for this video. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't. My socials are linked down below, Instagram, Goodreads, all that jazz down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!